Welcome to a certain Magical Index New Testament Chapter 2 review of Volume 14. I miss doing that. So yeah, this chapter starts off with Touma and Kamisato kind of facing off against each other. In which they kind of continue talking, but it's back and forth, jibber jabber pretty much, until Touma kind of runs towards him, and Kamisato kind of raises his alt-right arm and says the phrase, "Do you wish for a new world?" Until an explosion happens kind of behind Touma, which isn't really paying much attention to, but it kind of caught his attention to where he didn't really aim for him. He aimed for something else. To which Touma kind of feels something moving behind him, which he pays no attention to, of course, which I mean, I don't know, but then he runs towards Kamisato, and he kind of aims to punch him, but he doesn't really try to. Kamisato just kind of dodges, and he kind of tests him to see if he would save him or not from that whatever thing it was behind him. But there's a red thing behind, red monster behind Kamisato as well, until they are encircled, trying to getting confused with what these two monsters are, and we see them kind of encircling them and getting like I'm picturing them just making a circle, like super fast circle, you know, to make them, you know, get cut off from moving. That's what this novel kind of, or this chapter kind of depicts part of it. So Kamisato's not really focusing on them. He's focusing on getting out of there. And then it's like Touma kind of gets a little tussle with one of them until he notices Kamisato's just freaking vanishes out of nowhere. In which I think the the black monster follows him, I think, or he got him, I don't know. But Touma's kind of fighting this one, and Othenis is kind of giving her impressions of what this black and red monster are. There's like kind of mythologies and just all this stuff I don't really understand. So yeah, while they're fighting it and while they take it down, yeah, something's in my freaking mouth. So yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so they kind of take it down, and when they Touma touches it, and of course, it's, for some reason, it's Birdway, who's that monster, which he's kind of Touma confused, like what the heck, Birdway? And then we cut to Wolverjack or Kamisato, who was talking to this girl through a little mini helicopter controlled radio, to which, you know, they're kind of talking back and forth, and he's saying how the rest of his faction should be getting to Academy City. So yeah, he has a faction, like Touma's faction, so that's kind of cool. I thought that was kind of cool. Like, he's not alone, he's with other people. But then he kind of talks about, you know, this black monster who is he or she and all that. He cracks his neck a lot. He's one of those anime characters, you know, like that guy off of Dead Man Wonderland that was like cracking his neck so like crazily. Yeah. Then he kind of tests the phrase, "Do you wish for a new world?" And he kind of makes the blackness around her disappear, and surprise, it's Patricia Birdway, Levinai's sister. Now, this is probably the first time I'm trying to think. I think this is the second time we see her in this volume, because I remember her in, like, another volume, very vaguely. And then she was, in that side volume with Style. Yeah, it was like SS something, I don't know. But, yeah, it kind of leaves him out of shock and all that. In which we cut back to Touma, who, again, they're kind of discussing the mythology of whatever this is. I'm not going to freaking repeat that. Sometimes this freaking info and index just boggles my mind. The only thing I got from this was the fact that they're calling it the Black African Monster, which to me is kind of racist, but, you know, whatever. So, yeah, they kind of talk about it. Index is trying to get that gem, whatever she's wearing, in her chest, and when she touches it, in which we get into a whole tussy fit about who has the bigger chest, Index or Levinai. I couldn't care less. So yeah, I guess it's a sign Levinai's alright and all that stuff. So we cut back to Wolverjack and his group, which they kind of come in, and we see, like, I like their designs. There's this little girl with a lab coat, and we have, like, a wolf girl, because it looks like she has ears, I don't know, and, we have, like, this poison ivy looking chick with glasses and, like, flowers coming off of her bangs. It's kind of cool. I like the designs. But, they're kind of just, they're talking and just, I personally didn't even well, I did, but it's like, I'm not gonna talk about what they're talking about. I mean, I'm focused on the good stuff. I don't focus on the whole, unless it's super funny or some hidden meaning behind it, but I don't know. We kind of figure out who this Kamiseto guy, who he's kind of a laid-back person. He's a really laid-back person. Like, doesn't really get crazy like Touma does when he's talking to someone. He cracks his neck a lot, but it doesn't work. So yeah, that's healthy. So he tries to figure out who Levinai or Patricia is until he sees this big black net or worm thing come out. He kind of uses his power, which kind of makes it retreat back into her stomach, which makes her wake up, and she starts growling and hissing for some reason, in which he kind of explains what that thing was or whatever, saying how she has to get out, she has to save her sister, whatever she's doing isn't going to save her and all that stuff. So then we kind of cut back to, did we cut back to a minute? Sorry. This is just a long weekend chapter, so I'm just focusing on, like, the main things, not really the, you know, the... Sorry. Okay, yeah. So we cut back to, crap. Levinai, I'm getting their names mixed up already. Levinai and who she's kind of looking out in the skyline, and Toma's like, "Get back in here! It's freaking cold. My windows are broken. What is this? What is this?" And right now they're kind of solving the issue of no food because they got food from the grocery store when they came back, but a cat or dog stole it, and now they're like, no. So, yeah. What I don't get is why is Nymphes hungry? Like, she's a freaking magic god. Do they need to eat or something? I don't know. Especially, well, Phineas, too. I mean, even though she lost all her past, she's still a magic god. So, I mean, it's like, do they really need to eat? So, yeah. You would think Touma and Ninix would only be the ones to eat, but whatever. But, Touma realizes that he may have, like, a leftover, sausage in his pocket, in which the girls go after it, which that part kind of made it seem like a little pervy, but, you know, whatever. I couldn't, there's no way no one read that, thought of it differently, or something, like, then it made it thought out. So, yeah. Birdway was kind of talking about how Patricia has a nasty, disgusting parasite which turned her into a big black monster. So yeah, check that thing off from the list of disgusting, disturbing monsters from the Index universe. Now we got dragons, we got vampires, possible werewolves, fairies maybe, I don't know. You know, anything's possible in Index. So yeah, she got that parasite from Antarctica, and she's gonna use this red thing to do whatever, which we haven't really gotten. She's going to use it for something, but we haven't really gotten to what she's going to use it for. So then we kind of cut back to Kamiseto, which him and his faction are doing all this stuff. They're going to a hot tub place, and they're going to, you know, eat noodles and all that stuff. And with Patricia's she's kind of going with them, you know, she's getting all experienced and, you know, and, you know, hanging out with them, which I don't mind this at all, really. Because we get to kind of know the Kamiseto faction a little bit, you know, what they're like, which, not that much well, I mean, yeah, they're kind of different from Toma's faction, to be perfectly honest, but still, I mean, it's kind of cool. So then we get a little thing of Patricia kind of sneaking away when, she's kind of looking for her sister, which we see Kamiseto kind of appearing out of nowhere, saying how, you know, where are you going and all that, and she's like, I have to go find my sister, and he's all like, oh, you're looking for your sister in this big earthquaked up town, and, you know, you get lost and all that. Well, she's kind of saying how she has to go save her, or she'll die, and I'll die, and all that. There's no way, her way of work, and all that. In which, Kamiseto kind of offers her an alternative. Because, you know, Patricia's getting all shaken up by this. She's just all like, I can't, you know, I can't do all this. I'd rather die than let my sister die. So, I like that bond, you know, even though it's kind of like, Liviana never really seemed to care much for anyone. Her sister she cares for, surprisingly, which Touma I think she kind of cares moderately for, but, you know, I mean, it's kind of a cool little relationship they would get between them. So, Kamiseto offers her a different path. Well, he actually explains his power to where, here's how his power works. Okay. So, if you doubt this current world, if you don't want this world to be good, if you don't like it, you know, if you want a different world with, you know, peace utopia, all that. Well, his hand can take you to wherever. He doesn't know where it leads. He said that he tried it on himself, but it didn't work, I don't think. Oh, he never, well, actually, no. I think he said he never tried it on himself, so, yeah. But, yeah, so, he offered her, he was getting a little freaky here. He was just like, I can take you to a new world if you want. Like, I'm picturing the anime just doing this music and him talking in a creepy voice. And Patricia just having close-ups on us. So that's what I'm thinking what this part was. Well, he's saying how we can even make objects from the people that had doubts about this world disappear. So, now if you like this world, if you want to stay here, basically, if you wanna, like, believe in this world, it won't work. You know, so, in other words, these magic gods have doubts about this current world, and they just kind of disappeared. So, yeah, that's how his power works. It's kind of weird, but kind of not. Because I kind of like the way behind it. Like, he doesn't know where it freaking leads. Like, it could lead you anywhere. You can't come back, I don't think. I mean, the magic gods could come back, but I don't know. Just because the reason why they were so happy was because they were leaving this despair-filled world and all that. So Patricia almost freaking considers it, but she's like, no, I can't leave my sister behind. I can't get out that easy. I have to, you know, fight for my sister and all that. Which Kami said I was really pleased by. You know, he's like, cool. You know, you're the first person I've seen in a while to actually care and all that. So it kind of pats her on the head without even, you know, doing much of anything. And then we cut back to them going back to the place in which we see them kind of argue again and all that. Which, I mean, well, they don't really, well, they see what happened. They're like, we'll destroy anything that gets in our way and all that stuff for Kami-Sato and all that. So that's where the chapter ends. It was a pretty long freaking chapter. I kind of focused on the main part instead of the lengthy parts, but I got through it surprisingly. So yeah, I actually like this chapter. It explained his power a lot. You know, it was pretty interesting, but we got to see the Kami-Sato faction and what they kind of are. Because what the heck was that? Okay, something just did something outside. I don't know what it was, but yeah. So we got to see what the Kami-Sato faction was, what Kami-Sato's like, and all that. Toma's, you know, we got to cut back between him and Touma, kind of, but I mean, we focus more on Kami-Sato here than Touma, which I understand, because he is the focus character of this volume, so, yeah, so whatever awaits for us in Chapter 3, I hope it's super good, so I will see you guys next time, catch you later.